Good morning, Roadrunners. Today is Wednesday. It's April 8th, and we're continuing with our digital art. Yesterday's video was kind of an introduction to the new way that we're doing art. There's only one link for you to follow, and then you can share your artwork with me in the Google form at the bottom of the page, or you can share it with me on Twitter. There is a link there at the bottom. There are two blue buttons. You can share in either way. Remember, if you share with me on Twitter, that gives me permission to share your artwork with other people in the public so that other people in Garland ISD can see the beautiful work that you're doing. Yesterday, we used the 5 types of line to create a design, and today we're going to talk about how you can draw faces. And so I'm going to go through some basic instructions for how you make faces and make them look realistic. Now, these can be used to draw a portrait of yourself. It can be a picture of anyone else that you would like to draw. But remember, this is just a suggestion, and every day you are allowed to choose whatever beautiful artwork you want to make. So again, I'm challenging you to find some things around your home to create some things with that are not art supplies, called the No Supplies Challenge. And I mentioned that in a previous video, but later this week, I'm going to make one of those artworks from some things that I found around my home. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Remember, when drawing the human face, it's a little bit of a challenge for some of us, but nobody is the same as anyone else. So your skills may be a little bit better than mine, or you may need to work a little bit to be able to draw this drawing with this kind of difficulty. But the best thing about art is, as long as you try your best, it doesn't have to be perfect, and the more you practice, the better you'll get. So you'll see that the first thing that I'm doing is starting out with an egg shape. If you look at the human face upside down, it actually is an egg. It's larger at the top and it's smaller at the bottom, but it's still rounded. The second thing to do is to divide the egg shape in half with a dotted line. You can draw this light so that later you can erase it easily. After you've divided the face with a line down the middle, that will help you to make everything even on each side. Next, you're going to divide that egg shape into some different spaces. I drew 4 lines. Each line is a place for a different part of the face to sit or to be kind of measured up to. My egg ends up being 4 different slices. The first part is at the top. That line is for the eyebrows. The eyebrows should be drawn on evenly on each side. After you have done the eyebrows, the next part is really to kind of sketch in where you want the eyes to be, and they should be kind of an oval football shape. After you measure them to make sure that they're the same height, that next line down is going to be the nose. The nose is kind of like drawing some parentheses with a curve at the bottom and then a line up and down for the side of the nose. When you draw the mouth, there's that little dip in between the nose and the mouth. You want to make sure that you draw the mouth to be even on each side, and I always line up the middle of the eye with the edge of the mouth. It just makes sure that it's not too wide or too thin. I'm not drawing a particular person here, just a person in general. Once I get to the eye part, I'm not going to draw a full circle in there. That part that I'm drawing now is for the colorful part of the eye. Always make sure that you draw a line out from the side of the eye and from the end of the nose to fit the ears in the correct place. If you measure on your own face, you'll see that that's a good even way to do things. Then I draw a little circle in the middle and darken it in for the dark part of the eye in the middle. That's called the pupil. Also, I took a moment to make my chin a little bit shorter. Your egg shape that you draw is just kind of a guide for you. It doesn't have to be the shape that you use for the ending of the drawing. I changed the bottom just to move it up closer to the mouth so it looked more natural. Now, at this part, I'm kind of going back and touching up some things and just making sure they're even and that they match, because that's called balance. When something is the same on one side as it is on the other, it should look balanced and they should match, especially on a person's face. The next thing I'm going to do is add in a little. You can stop the video at any time to catch up. Actually, what I'm doing now is I'm adding in a little bit of a shape for the neck and then some shoulders. That will make sure that your person has like a t-shirt line down there around their neck and that you can see their body. They just don't have a floating head. That's kind of an important part of art, that you make sure that you keep all the details correct. Then I'm adding the shape for the hair. I decided just to go ahead and make this person have short hair on the sides and a little bit longer curly hair on the top. It kind of reminds me of the haircut that I see some of my students have, and also my son has the same haircut. So his hair is curly on the top and it goes kind of straight on the sides and is cut around the ears. But remember, anytime you're drawing hair on a person in a drawing, you first do kind of an outline. Don't start with individual hairs. That makes it look a little bit messy, and we're trying to keep this as realistic and neat as we can. So after you do the shape for the hair and you get everything lined up, then you can add some color. Do a little bit of erasing and cleaning up first. I hope this drawing was challenging and fun for you. Remember, art is not about being perfect. It's about learning, it's about growing, and it's about practicing. I especially hope that you have a little bit of fun drawing a picture of someone that you know or you love. Have fun creating and make sure that you share your work with me. I will see you tomorrow.